Miss, shall we start?
Ah, so Namas, shall we begin? Shaju sir is also there. Okay, Ganga, you can start. 1 second, 1 minute. ഉണ്ട്.
പ്രിൻസിപ്പൾ കയറിയിട്ടുണ്ട്.
സ്റ്റാർട്ട് ചെയ്തോ
അത്
മോളെ.
സ്റ്റാർട്ട് ചെയ്യാം.
Okay, Miss. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to the second talk of the first Impact Lecture Series funded by the Ministry of Education's Innovation Cell under the Government of India. I invite Dr. Shaju Varghese, Principal, to say a few words on this occasion.
Yes, very good afternoon to everybody. IACയുടെ കോളേജിൻ്റെ ഇന്നത്തെ മീറ്റിംഗിലെ രണ്ടാമത്തെ സെഷനാണ് ഇത്. നമ്മുടെ ഇന്നത്തെ പ്രധാനപ്പെട്ട ഗസ്റ്റ് അഡ്വക്കേറ്റ് മാത്യു ജോൺ ആണ്. അദ്ദേഹം എത്തിയിട്ടുണ്ട്. കുട്ടികളെല്ലാവരും തന്നെ എത്തിയിട്ടുണ്ട്. എല്ലാവർക്കും ആശംസകൾ നേരുന്നു. രാവിലത്തെ ക്ലാസ് സഫീഖ് സാറിൻ്റെതായിരുന്നു. വളരെ പ്രയോജനപ്രദമായിരുന്നു. എല്ലാ വിദ്യാർത്ഥികളും, പ്രത്യേകിച്ച് ഇതിനോട് താല്പര്യമുള്ള വളരെയധികം കുട്ടികൾ അതിൽ പങ്കെടുത്തിരുന്നു. ഇപ്പോഴും നമ്മുടെ ഈ രണ്ടാമത്തെ സെഷനിലും IPRുമായി ബന്ധപ്പെട്ട ക്ലാസ്സാണ്. ഇന്റലക്ച്വൽ പ്രോപ്പർട്ടി ലോയറാണ് മാത്യു ജോൺ സാറ്. സാറുമായി നിങ്ങൾക്ക് സംവദിക്കാം. അദ്ദേഹത്തിന്റെ ക്ലാസ് വളരെ പ്രയോജനപ്രദമാകുമെന്നതിൽ സംശയമില്ല. കോളേജിന്റെ എല്ലാവിധമായ ഭാവുകങ്ങളും നേരുന്നു. മാത്യു ജോൺ സാറിന് പ്രത്യേകിച്ച് ഈ പരിപാടിയിൽ പങ്കെടുത്തതിന് സ്പെഷ്യൽ താങ്ക്സും പറഞ്ഞുകൊണ്ട് ഞാൻ നിർത്തുന്നു. ഓൾ ദ ബെസ്റ്റ്. താങ്ക് യു വെരി മച്ച്.
Thank you, sir. In this session, we have with us Advocate Matthew John, intellectual property lawyer and registered patent agent, as our guest speaker. He is an intellectual property lawyer with 9 years of experience. He has completed Masters of Law with specialization in intellectual property and technology law from National University, Jodhpur, Rajasthan. He is currently working as an associate at John Matthew and Associates, Cochin, since April 2014. He is well acquainted with intellectual property prosecution and litigation, and today he is here to give us an introduction to patent law. Let's listen to him now. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Perfect. So, warm good afternoon to everyone. So, it's been a nice morning session. I have attended few minutes of the session, and firstly, I want to say, like, the morning session and the evening session, both sessions there'll be some repetitions, and I'm very sorry about it. It's due to the nature of this subject. So before I go into the session, I want to thank the members of the faculty and the students for organizing the seminar and giving me an opportunity. And with their short note, I will quickly jump into my presentation. So today we are going to deal with the topic patent law, and mostly it is like introduction to patent law. So to move further, we should know what exactly is a patent. So patent is an exclusive right which is granted for an invention. It could be a process or a product. And in general, we can say, or we can define it as, it is a new way of doing something, or it offers a new technical solution to a problem. So the fundamental thing about patents is that you need to identify a problem present around you, and you need to come up with a solution to that particular problem. And that solution can be an invention, it could be a process, it could be a product which gives you the invention. And this invention, it could be a patentable invention or not. That will decide in the upcoming slides, and through this seminar we'll see what inventions can be patented, what inventions cannot be patented. And for filing a patent application, you need to give the entire research work to the government, and government is going to give you a right which is known as the patent for the next 20 years for you to exclusively use this invention in different forms, which we'll see later how it is used. And it is a reward for your invention. It is also a recognition for the project or for the work you have done. So that is what we call it as a patent in simple terms. And this is a right granted to you for the next 20 years once it is granted from the date of filing, which I'll explain later. So the laws in India which deals with patents are the Patent Act and the patent rules. So now we know what is a patent. So we also should know what is the importance of patents. See, for a patent, as I told you, we identify a problem. We try to find a solution to the problem. It involves a lot of research. It involves may involve a lot of experiments, tests, lab tests at different forms. Then you need to make a proper documentation. You need to file it. All comes for all this, a cost is there, and those are called investments. So a patent is never a liability; it is an investment. So once you patent something and you're granted a patent right, you will be able to generate high amount of revenue out of it by commercialization, by selling it to any other person, by licensing it. For example, if you see the mobile phone which we have, we pay for the hardware, like we pay for the mobile, and we use the mobile also. What we have in our hand is only the hardware, and we know the cost of the hardware. Like if they're going to take it as a bulk, so it will be very minimal. Then you put the brand value to it. Then also there's a big gap with the price which we are paying for the mobile and the actual amount which we have now. So that difference, a lot of technology is involved in it, and so a lot of licensing comes there. So we indirectly pay for those licenses also. So that's how the cost is calculated for every product, almost every products which we use on a daily basis, even the cars, even this electronic gadgets, everything. So then patent gives us a right to stop competition in the market from the date of filing to 20 years once it is granted. So we'll be the only person to sell it, we'll be the only person to import it, we'll be the only person to manufacture it, we'll be the only person to deal with deal with the patent. Then as we keep on filing patents, we can create a patent portfolio. So this will increase our market value. If when we are talking as a company, it increases the market value of the company. Then if we have a patent portfolio as a student or as an institution or as a college, it gives more value to us. In the sense, like it gives you an impression like we are actually doing some technical work, or we are committed to inventing something or creating a new solution. So it creates a better impression about the institution and the student. And for the students, you can convert all your projects into a patent. You can file a patent application. So by the time you complete your course, at least minimum 5 patents a single person could have. Patent in the sense a patent application also. So patent may be granted, may not be granted, but once a patent is granted, it is there in the register. And any person coming after you can see the patent, see the amount of work you have done, you will be recognized for it, and it leads to a further scope for an improvement. For example, if you see this slide, so there was in the early, see these are all writing instruments. So earlier there was some kind of writing instrument, then later came the stylographic pen in the 1880s. Then further development came for the nib and came the fountain pen. Then various forms of ball pens came. And today we use the very smartest ways of pen, like the pens we use for the tablets and all, stylus and etc. So all these are like evolutions of writing instrument. And all this was possible because of the patents only, because it was document. So the next person came, he had something to read, and later the earlier person was recognized. For if the students also, if your research, even the faculty, your research, unless and until you file a patent in patent, no one is going to know, because you may publish it for a journal, you may do that, but actual recognition you will only get only if you file a patent application. See, let it be granted, it may not be granted, But once you file the patent application, it is there in the register. Any person around the world who is going to study on the similar subject will get an access to your document. So he can work from there.
Sir, sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, tell
Are
me.
you presenting a slide? Because we cannot see it.
I'm sorry. Just should have interrupted me earlier. Is it working now?
Yes, sir, we can see it now.
Okay, I was under the impression the slide is being shared. Sorry. So do you want me to go again or just continue from here?
You can continue, sir.
Thank you. So like once you have filed a patent application, it is there in the record. So any person around the world can access it. So it leads to further improvement. That was the point which I was trying to make. So since we know what is a patent is, we must know what an invention is. So an invention is a new process or a product which involves an inventive step and is capable of industrial application. I've taken this definition from the Indian Patent Act. So, so an invention means it can be either a new product or it can be a new process. It should be, since you must have seen the above lines, it is like new product or new process. So it should be new, it should have an inventive step, and it should be capable of an industrial application. And what can be patented? So as I told you, a patent can be a process or a method. It can be a machine or an apparatus. It can be an article of manufacture. It can be a composition, or it can be any chemical compound. It could be some physical mixtures or any of the improvements of what I said earlier. So all these things can be a matter can be considered as an invention, and which can also be patented. So as I told you, the basic criteria for an invention to be patentable, first is the novelty. It should be new. Second, it should have an inventive step. And third is like it should have an industrial application, or what we call it as utility. We'll go deep into it. So novelty is that it should be a new product or new process. It should be the first in the world. So we should be the first person to invent it. We should be the first person to develop it. Then only it will be considered as a new process. The novelty also means like it should be new and original, which is never seen or done before. And it doesn't form a part of the prior art, which means that prior art means all the patent documents, all the journals, all the documents, research papers, everything will be considered as prior arts. So in any field of technology, once you file a patent application, the patent office is going to check for novelty, and they are going to check all the patent registers throughout the world, all the patent journals, and all the research papers, whichever is available to them, to access the novelty of the application, of the patent application or the invention. Then if in certain cases there will be some advancement, only there will be an advancement. The majority of the novelty will be because we are, for example, we are improving something. A part of it is already there, so it won't be new. So that limited novelty also should be there for the technical advancement. If you advance, if there is an improvement, it must have some technical advancement over the earlier one. That small technical advancement can also be considered as novel. And regarding the novelty, even if for calculating the novelty, or accessing the novelty, a date is important. So when we file a patent application, the first date is called the filing date or the priority date. So from that date, no document should be there earlier to our filing date. So our filing date is the priority date of that application. and novelty is assessed from that date. Any document is there before our filing date. That is what for an examination of novelty happens. Suppose a student does a project later, after 2-3 years he learns about patenting and he wants to file a patent application. When he was doing the research or doing the project, he might have presented it in a publication, he might have exhibited somewhere else. Thereafter, in the third year, when he's like out of the college, after the publication, or in the third year, like he's filing a patent application, and at the examination stage, even the examiner could find the prior documents which is already in the public domain. It can be from any website or from any journal. That will invalidate the novelty. So even if the same person has published it, doesn't mean a patent would be granted, because the novelty is lost. So novelty is a basic foundation for a patent. So it should be new, and the moment you conceive an idea, file a patent application, you will get the priority date. So the next is the inventive step. Inventive step means like it shouldn't be a mere workshop improvement or something. There should be some technical advancement or some technical labor involved in the research or in bringing out this product. That is what we call as inventive step. And it should not be very easy for a person skilled in the same art. There should be an element of work involved in developing the invention. Now, when we'll look into what is utility or industrial applicability. It means that the invention can be reproduced further. It can be used in any other field, in any field. So it should be useful. The invention should be useful. For example, if you come up with some theory, it is very new. Okay, you have passed the novelty test, and you have spent a lot of time and a lot of time on it, and you have really worked it out. So you will go pass the second test also. Now, if you are not able to use it, that invention is like it cannot be used. So it cannot be considered as an invention, or a patent won't be granted for such a development. Now, another area which we need to look into is like the discovery versus invention. So when we come across the various factors, like the various factors of research and all, we discover new things. Like discovery can be termed as detecting something which is already there, or uncovering something which is already existent, or we are finding a new property of the non-substance or a new application of the non-substance. All these forms discovery. It could the result could be new. It will be useful. There was an inventive step, you can say, but it also since it is only considered as a discovery, it won't be considered as an invention, and a patent won't be granted for a discovery. So in order to be an invention, it should be new, it should be non-obvious, and it should have utility. It should be a method, device, or a process, or it is an improvement, or etc. So here just I made a graph of what is a discovery and what an invention is. It is important you to understand, because like many of the inventions, what you feel are really inventions are not inventions, because over the scope of the study, you might discover something, but it cannot qualify as an invention, or it cannot qualify as a patent. So in discovery, in simple terms, refers to an act or method of finding something or exploring something which is already existent. Only an exploration is only it is discovered for some purpose, or might be some accidental purpose. And even certain accidental discoveries which was very useful was given patent also. For example, the microwave ovens, it was an accidental discovery, but later a patent application was filed, and it was a granted patent. So that's the story about ovens. Then when you speak of invention, you are actually creating something. then it is based on certain experimentation and all. And these inventions are the things which can be granted patents. For some of the examples of discoveries, like the discovery of America by Columbus, or a discovery of any gravity, or any sorts of like theories by any famous persons, all are those are discoveries. And an invention can be an invention of telephone by Graham Bell. Somebody has raised hand. Do you have some question or something?
No, so I think it's by mistake.
Okay. So if you have any doubts, you can like stop me, because this, you need to understand this subject to move further. So if you have any doubt, you can stop me now, or we'll use the last time. At the end, we'll have a Q&A section. So the Alexander Graham Bell was the first person to file a patent application for telephone. That is why he is recognized and known for telephone. Like, just hours after Graham Bell filed his application for the telephone, another person has filed. If Graham Bell was late in filing the patent application, he wouldn't have been recognized today as the founder or the inventor of telephone. So, as we said, what is a patent? What are inventions? What are the steps to consider for patentability? Our Patent Act, the Indian Patent Act, Section 3, deals with inventions which are not patentable. So, as you can see in the screen, the first thing is inventions which are frivolous or which are obviously contrary to the well-established natural principles. For example, we all know sun rises in the east. So somebody tomorrow comes up with all the information and everything, sun rises in the west. It is contrary to the well-established principle of natural law or our understanding. So it won't be considered as a patent or an invention. And secondly, an invention which is contrary to the public order or morality, or which causes serious prejudice to the human, animal, or plant life, health, or to the environment, or any inventions relating to this won't be considered as an invention. Examples are inventions which are used for theft, which are used for counterfeiting currency, etc., won't be considered as an invention. Then a mere discovery of a scientific principles or just an abstract theory won't be considered as an invention, and it is not patentable. So it includes all the mathematical equations and all. All those are not matters of patent, or they are not considered as invention, even though they are new, they are useful, and they involve a lot of work. Then the mere discovery of something already which is existing in the nature, or which a new form or a new property or something which is already known, these are all not patentable. Then a mere admixture of something, you're just mixing something, or you're just rearranging something, or you're just duplicating something, all these things doesn't qualify for a patent and are not considered as inventions. And if there is a discovery, if you do as the process of research and all, you come up with a discovery and it's already existing in the nature, it's already there. If you are able to prove some efficacy, or if you have to prove some technical advancement, then those inventions can be considered as patent. It's not a general rule. Each invention has to be examined and examined in its own terms. Then a method of agriculture or horticulture, or a method of cultivation, a particular method of farming a crop, etc., are not considered as inventions. And any process of medical, surgical, like treatment of humans, etc., are not patentable. So a method is not patentable, but the device which you may use for the treatment, for example, any of the instruments used by a surgeon or a doctor, is a subject of patent, but the method of treatment is not patentable, or the diagnostic or the therapeutic method is not patentable for curing the disease and all. Then plants or animals in whole or in parts, they are not subject of patent, and even if you claim for a patent, you won't get a patent for that. So now there are other various other forms like biotechnology patents are all coming up. This is a one section which really hinders in granting biotechnology patents. Then computer programs or business methods are not patentable. You might have seen, you see, if this section was not there, if Zomato was the first person to come up with the food delivery app, no other person can come up with such a business method and such an application. Since we have competition in the market, we get these applications and their services at an affordable cost. If this section was not there, Zomato was the first. If Zomato was the first person to bring this application or the computer application for delivering food, we would have been forced to pay whatever fee Zomato charges. I'm just taking the example of Zomato. As Zomato, just leave it there. Okay. So if this section was not there, that is the reason why computer programs are not patentable in India. And if you are able to show some technical effect or some technical advancement solving some problem which is existent through a computer program, and it is connected to some hardware also, then that can be patented. That is why I said each invention has to be examined in its own way. Then literary, dramatic, musical and artistic work, these are all covered under the copyright law, so these are not patentable. Then a mere scheme, a method of performing a mental act, a method or a new method of playing games. For example, tomorrow you come up with an additional rules for playing chess, even though it is very useful, even it is very new, then also it won't be granted a patent because of this section. Then a particular method of presenting information, those are not considered as patents or inventions. Then integrated circuits, you have a different law for that, so these are not covered under the Patent Act. Then which is already known on part of the traditional knowledge. For example, you know, for the turmeric case, you know the benefits of turmeric, you know the properties of turmeric, and if tomorrow someone identifies that some properties of turmeric and comes up with a new medicine or something, since you already know it was a part of the traditional knowledge, it would not be considered as a patent. Then atomic energy related inventions are also not patentable under Section 4 of the Indian Patent Act. So Section 3 expressly says that those inventions which are not patentable. So once you have an idea, you feel it is new, it is useful, it is industrially applicable, then also you'll have to look into Section 3, whether it falls in any of the clauses of Section 3 or Section 4. Then only the patentability can be assessed. So I need your help here. It is just a small kind of like, I'll give you like the five examples I will ask. So if anyone is like, I need response from someone. So can a method of hacking into a computer system or an email considered as an invention? Can anyone answer?
No, right, sir. Methods
No.
are not patentable.
No, not because the methods. See, method can be patentable. This is not this is talking about the method of hacking into an email account, which is not ethical or which is not right. Therefore, this is not patentable. Clear? Then this equation E is equal to MC square. This is a theory. Can this be patented? Anyone? No, true. It is not patentable. Then a method of growing plants, a method of agriculture, etc. Can that be patented? Can that be a part of patent? You can write in the chat box also. You don't have to reply. Yes. Those are also not patentable. Thank you. Then any process of carrying out a surgery, a treatment, etc. Can those processes be patented? I'm waiting for answers. right? So those are also not patentable. And a new method or a new method of playing chess or new rules for playing chess or any game, are those patentable? Right. Those are also not patentable. So these give you a general idea of inventions. What is an invention? What is a patent? What is a discovery? What is an invention? Is difference. Then also what inventions are patentable and what inventions are not patentable. So now we move on to the patent filing procedure, application filing procedure in India. Suppose you have an idea. As for example, I take this the student's example also only. You come up with a project, you develop something, you feel it is very new, there exists nothing like that. You want to file a patent application, so I'll just guide you to the procedures. So first, what you should do is you should assess it is new, does it have any useful, or whether it is an invention. So my earlier slides or like my earlier presentation still there, if you have listened, you would be able to assess whether it is patentable invention or not. So if it is a patentable invention, the first thing before telling any other person what you should do is you should file a provisional patent application, because the date is very important in patent. So once you file a provisional patent application, you get a priority date. Even if you file a complete also, you get a priority date. But if you file a provisional patent application, you get the priority date. You can openly tell this to any other person, and you get a 12-month time to further research on this, conduct a proper patent search, draft a proper patent application, and then file the complete specification. Filing the complete specification completes the patent filing procedure. So the next is the publication stage. The publication stage is normally 18 months from the date of filing or the priority days, the patent application is published. And every Friday, the patent applications are published in patent journals by the Indian Patent Office. What happens is that once an invention is received after 18 months is completed, it is published in the patent journal. It gives an opportunity to similar persons in the similar field to raise any objections or oppositions against the granting of that patent. So normally after the publication only, the invention should be known to a third party. You should not disclose about the invention to a third party before the patent publication. You should keep it as a secret till the publication. And in some cases, in for some further commercial activities or in getting an investor and all, once you won't be having a lot of time. So you need to publish it as early as possible, and you need to get the funding. In that case, what happens is like you have a system for request for early publications, where you have to file an additional request to the patent office to grant the to publish the patent application earlier without waiting for the 18 months. Once you file it, normally within 1 or 2 weeks itself, nowadays the patents are being published. So you can short the period from 18 months to 2 weeks or like 1 week using this method. Then once the publication happens, you will have to request to the patent office to examine your patent application. Once your request is filed, what the patent office does is they will assign an examiner, and the examiner will first check for the novelty of the invention. Then he will check for novelty. He will search all the patent databases, all the documents available, all the literatures, journals, research journals, everything, whatever is available to him. He will see if the invention is new or not. After that, he will check for the inventive step. Then he will check for the utility. Then he will see all the applications, all the forms are there. It is in the proper format. All the fees has been paid. If any objections are raised under any heads, and examination reports will be issued. You will have 6 months time to reply to the examination report. After replying to the examination report in certain cases, hearings are conducted where you get an opportunity to meet the examiner or the controller in person, or nowadays through video conferencing. And nowadays the controllers and the examiners and they really help you to in solving the problems in your patent application and getting it granted. If it is a granted, if it can be granted, they will really help you these days. So you will get an opportunity in the hearing. And during the examination phase, if any person after the publication has filed an opposition, those opposition will also be considered in the examination stage. Once the opposition is cleared and all the objections are cleared after the hearing, the patent will be granted. Once the patent is granted, you will have to file a renewal fees for till that time, and every year you will have to find the renewal fees for the next 20 years from the date of filing. And thereafter also, if any person can raise an opposition for a period of one year. After 1 year, if any person later comes to know about your patent and they have a feeling it shouldn't have been granted, there is an opportunity for revocation also. So this is the basic stages of a patent filing patent application procedure in India. Now, just give you a brief idea about what is PCT. You might have heard about international patent and all. There is nothing called an international patent, and patents are like territorial rights. If you file a patent application in India, you can enforce that only in the land of India. You need to have a patent application filed and granted in any foreign country for you to stop that particular person in that foreign country. Okay. So what is PCT is a treaty which helps you see. For I have earlier told you that priority date is most important in patent. So you have a patent application filed in India, and suppose you want to file it, for example, if you take, for example, I'm taking it Saudi Arabia. Okay, Saudi Arabia, if you want to file a patent application, you will have to draft it properly. Then you will need translations. You'll have to translate it. A lot of time is required for that purposes. So you cannot file it very early there. If you choose after filing the Indian application, if you chose the PCT application procedure, your filing date in India will be considered as a priority date over there for protection and for filing procedure also. And your international filing date will be the filing date in that country where you will file it in a later date. The easiness in the procedure is that once you make a PCT application, you are filing with a single application, you are getting an entry into all the member countries of the PCT treaty. And if you choose to file in one particular country, for example, if you want to file after filing in India, you file a PCT application. Now you want to file, if you can decide if you should actually file in USA, you should actually file in Australia, any country, you have a time to decide. Some countries you'll have to enter the national phase also to completely enforce this. Entering national phase means filing a national application in that particular member country. So unless you file that particular national phase application, your patent won't be filed in that particular country. You only have an access to it through the PCT. Through PCT, you will get the filing date. You will get the priority date in that particular country, and you will have enough time to decide whether to file in each country or not. And it also saves a lot of cost in the forms of translations, in the form of filing fees, and the form of search and all. Because once you file for a PCT application, a search is conducted, which gives you a brief idea of what inventions are already there. Should you file the patent in one particular country or not, etc. I took the example of Saudi Arabia. Translations need to be in the Arabic language. If you are going to file without filing the PCT, since now I'm just taking an example, Saudi is not a party to the PCT, since it's a different language I'm speaking. We'll take an example of China. China is a PCT member. If you want to file an application in China, if you're directly filing, you will have a lot of cost in the translation and all. But if you're filing through the PCT application, you came to know it won't be granted in China, or it won't be, there is already an application pending or any of these things through the patent search and all, you can really save those translation costs, the filing cost and all through the using the PCT mechanism. Once a patent has been granted, there are certain rights which a patent holder has. The first right is the right to prevent any third party from using your invention without authorization. You can stop any third party, and you will be the only person, or you will be the sole licensee for making or manufacturing the patented product or invention. You will be the only person who will have to use it. You can sell it, you can export it, you can import it. And now the customs in India, if you have a patent right or any IP or trademark or anything, you can register it with the customs department. So any product which is going to infringe your product or your patent or your trademark is landed in India, it won't be cleared. It will be stopped in the customs itself using if it is an IP. Then you will be the sole person for distributing, licensing. If any third party does any of these activities, it will be considered as an infringement to your right. As I told, there are various rights which comes with the patent, and the patent holder has. There are also certain exceptions to patent rights. These are like governmental use or compulsory licensing. For example, now we are going through this phase of COVID phase, Corona. So imagine if there was a company which had the vaccine at the first stage itself, they can decide the cost of the medicine for the next 20 years. And government can, since it is a patent, it is their right to charge whatever amount they want. But the government feels it, they need to use it for the betterment of people. They can take the patent, they can revoke the patent, they can use it for the governmental use, and those use won't be considered as an infringement. And these are all various exceptions to patent rights. Then importing, exporting, then using the inventions or patent then for experimental purposes, then for research purpose or teaching purpose, then distribution of medicine by government. All this will be considered as exceptions to patent rights and not infringements. So now you know the benefits of filing the patent application. So the benefits are that you have the right to stop any third party from manufacturing, selling, importing your invention to India or to particular state without your permission. Then also you have a certain period of time wherein you get to stop competition in the market, and you can use the invention for yourself, and you can license it to any other persons if you're not able to commercialize the invention, and you can sell it, you can assign it. So any method you can commercialize the invention and gain revenue out of it. Since you are majority of students, I need to talk to you about some careers aspects regarding the patent law also. See, patent law is like the three criteria: novelty, inventive step, utility. They're the same throughout the countries. The only difference is the procedure or the procedural rules which is used in the form of filing. You need to file you need to draft a proper patent application or the patent drafting. It is almost universal throughout the countries. In every countries, it is same. So if you have a basic understanding of patent law, or there are various additional courses which you can do to clear the patent agent exam to practice patents in India. Or there are some other additional courses where they teach you about drafting a patent application. If you undergo all these courses and all, it will be an advancement to your career, because like the opportunities are like immense in front of you, and this is mostly beneficial to science students. You can work as like patent analyst. What they do is like they when a foreign company, they want to launch a product in India, if they have not filed a patent application of patent in India, what they do is like do a freedom to operate search. For that, they need to search the patent databases. They need to see if any patent will be violated if they launch the product. For all this purpose, they need patent analysts to work to do all this work for them. Then you can work as a patent examiner in the territorial patent offices. So uh, you can work as examiners. Then you can work as patent valuers. What they do is like when there is some um, financial transaction between two companies, you can actually help them in valuing the patents. Then you can work as licensing expert. Then you can open certain LPOs in India. For example, you can for example, to draft a proper US patent application, it can cost from like 10,000 to 15,000 US dollars. So that work can be done in India for less than $500. So you get a lot of work like that also. Then you can be a patent drafting expert. Since these laws, the patent laws, the drafting, the search, all these are universal throughout the world. You can go to any country and practice patents there, or you can join any firm throughout the world and practice patents there if you know the basics of patent. And here in India, we have something called the patent agent examination. For that, you need to prepare properly, and there are various institutions in India which provide the research, provide this kind of coaching also. If you are able to get information will be you'll get it from the website in the Google only. You'll get a lot of information regarding patents and patent filing, patent documents. But if you really need to meet a professional and do the coaching and all, there are people doing that, providing coachings and all. Once you clear this patent examinations and all, you get a skill in patents, the remunerations are like very high. These are some example salary ranges of an Indian professional and a US. If, for example, if an Indian patent examiner earns around 1 lakh or 2 lakh, a US examiner might earn around like 60,000 US dollars a year. It's a lot of money. So regarding any like whether you're a patent agent or you're a patent drafting professional or you're a patent analyst, if you have an understanding or knowledge about a patent law, it will really help you in getting high salaries and your life will be better. I promise that. So with this slide, I'm going to wind up, and now I have around like more than 30 minutes. I will take questions from anywhere, like from all the forms of IP, trademarks, patents, industrial designs. Anyway, if you have any doubt, whatever doubts you have, you can ask me, and I'll be happy to help you out.
Thank you, sir. Now it's time for doubts and queries. Participants, please unmute your microphone and ask your questions, or you can use the chat box.
See, you don't have to feel shy. Like you can ask any doubts regarding patents, whether even though it's very simple. Also, I'll be happy to answer.
Sir, I have a doubt.
Yeah, please.
Suppose I want to file a patent for with respect to geographical location. Is it possible?
Geographical?
Location wise.
In the sense?
Or for instance, I want to patent my design. So can I
Design of?
My product? Whatever it is.
Okay.
Just an example for the sake of students. And
Okay.
suppose, so am I able to file a patent on basis of any other criteria as well?
See, as I told earlier, in order to file a patent application, the invention should be new. It should have an inventory step, and it shouldn't fall in section 3. Those are only considered as an invention. If the particular product is able to surpass all those basic questions, it can be considered as an invention, and a patent application can be filed. And if you want to file it, since we are residing in India, we'll have to file our first application in India, or we'll have to directly file a PCT application. After filing that application, you have two methods to go to a foreign country to file an application. That you can use the conventional method, that is within 12 months you'll have to file in the individual countries, or you can use the PCT method, which gives you a 30 or 31 month time to file in different countries. Is that, and does that answer your question, or you want more clarification?
No, sir. Thank you. That's enough.
And regarding designs, for example, you might be able to see this mouse.
Yes.
The working of the mouse can be a matter of patent law, and the design which you see can be a matter of design law. If this is a new design, it has to be filed under the design law, not patent, because the technology is already there. You won't get a patent for this. But since the design is very new, you can file under the design law to get the benefit out of it, and you can, design law gives you right to stop competition for the next 10 years, additionally 5 more years. So total 15 years you get for a design law, and you get 20 years for patent law. And even if the technology was also new, you would get double protection. And if you have a brand name over here, that can be a part of trademark law.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, sir. That answered my question.
Thank you. And as students, you, like, whatever projects you do, you must try to you must try to convert it into patent applications. Even though if it is not granted, it doesn't matter. But at the end, when you are going to step out of the college, your CV is going to have something, and you might find this like it may not be granted, but since you already filed, it is going to be a part of the record. So any person after a lot of years is going to recognize it. If it is worth it, it will be recognized, and that will be a stepping stone for them. So they will acknowledge you in their patent application, and if that patent application is granted, from somewhere or the other way, you will get a recognition. So all these projects of the students, which are, it should be converted into at least a patent application, even if you don't have sufficient means to take ahead of the examination, at least the publication helps you.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, I have a doubt. How long a patent protection lasts?
See, once a patent is granted, you will get 20 years protection from the date of filing or the priority. So you get 20 years period. Usually in earlier days, patent prosecution takes 5 to 6 years. Now it has, in India, it has shortened to 2 years. And for examination purpose also, if you are going to request for early publication, expedited examination and all, and you have no very minimal objections, there are patents which are granted in like 6 or 7 months in India. So this is about the timeline. Thank you.
So for patent filing, is it necessary that we have to ensure that it is a new technology or something like that? Like you said, the students can make use of their projects. So maybe they're not sure that whether the product is actually there or not, and then going for the patent filing.
See, your novelty or your inventive stuff, everything will be decided by the examiner. As a student, what you want to show when you approach an interview board is that you are different from the other person. You are doing something, and that will be evident from your patents if you can list it out in your CV. So that will be an extra benefit for you compared to the next person sitting there. So that will be an extra advantage. So you don't have to worry always about the end result, whether it be granted or it won't be granted. File a patent application at the examination stage, the examiner will identify problems with it. If you are able to overcome all those objections, it will be granted. Or if you are like very serious about the patents, then you can find a patent professional. You can do the proper search. Then you can do it in that method also. In either way, filing is important.
Thank you, sir. One more thing, sir, like suppose
Yes.
we have made some slight changes in already existing technology, and then we are making the technology is almost similar, but the cost of making that particular device has reduced comparatively. That means it's more economical. Then what is the advantage then if in that way?
See, you have like you have made the cost to come down. So there is a form of some technical advancement is there, and it is more economical. And those advancement, that particular small amount of advancements which you have made, is novel. And since it is obviously it will be useful. And if that small advancements which you had made is novel, then a patent can be granted.
One more thing, sir, like how important it is, like how does it matter, like filing the patent, the way of writing for filing the patent, whether like a student with no experience can do it, or do we need to get support from someone? Does that matter? Like
See, it does matter. It does matter because see, once you file a patent application, the document has to be in a perfect. And there's a method of writing a patent specification. So only years of drafting will give you that experience. So you need to consult some person who is better experienced than you in drafting. The basic forms and all, like the basic drafting you can do, but if you get a mentor, it will be always helpful for you. Even students can draft. Even I also advise students in drafting.
okay, thank you, sir.
Welcome.
Students, if you have any queries, please come forward.
So if you have any doubts regarding trademarks, also you can ask. If you can have any doubts regarding the industrial designs law, then also you can ask copyrights, anything.
So can I ask you something about copyrights?
Yes, please.
Sir, copyrights are for art or literature, art or literary works. So if I was about to make an adaptation or a retelling, does it matter?
It does matter.
Then what?
Because the right of copyright, the rights involved in copyright involves the right of adaptation also. So the copyright owner will be having the right of adaptations.
So what
Unless he
should I
gives
do?
unless he gives you a license, you shouldn't do that. It will be considered as an infringement.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Can't we quote them, sir? If they are quoting them,
See, you can quote them, you can acknowledge them. The infringement happens like when you're going to about to make commercial gain out of it. That is where when another person is going to interfere, when the right owner is going to interfere. If you're not going to make any gain out of it, or commercially you're not going to use it, then he will be keeping silent. That moment you earn 1 rupee out of it, you'll come forward.
okay, sir, thank you. So there's a question in the chat box. How does one practically get licensed to make cover version?
You need to actually take the right from the producer, who is the person who will be having the rights over the music. And presently, there are many copyright societies also which help you in getting licenses.
So, may I know what is the time limit for this copyright, that the protection given for a copyright?
See, for example, if tomorrow a person X comes up with an artistic work, then the term of the copyright will be his lifetime plus 60 years. It's a long amount of time. The lifetime of the author plus 60 years.
So can we take patents only for designs or technology? Some certain people files patents on names, like Hyderabadi biryani, Sunny diamonds, etc. Is it come under
Yes, yes.
patents?
It doesn't comes under patent. You're using the name wrongly. The brand names comes under trademark law.
Okay.
It is not patent. So
How
people
can we
use
file?
it as a same.
What's the criteria for that? How can we file?
File a trademark application.
Yes.
Okay. A trademark application is similarly as you have, as you have the okay. Similarly, you have heard of the patent law. Similarly, there is trademark laws, and you'll have to the trademark office. The trademark office is going to see if I think there's a issue with my camera. I'll just turn off my camera. Okay. So am I audible? Excuse me.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. There's some issue with my camera. I'll be turning off it. Okay. So as there is a procedure for patent law, there is a procedure for trademark also. You'll have to file a trademark application to the trademark office. In India, there are 5 trademark offices. Our jurisdiction will be Chennai. You'll have to file a trademark application to the Chennai office. There a trademark examination happens. They will check either any similar names have already been registered or not. If any names are registered, they will raise an objection. You'll have to reply to the objection. Then a hearing will be there. If it is accepted, then it published the trademark journal. Then there are a 4 months period will be given to the public to make any oppositions if they have trademark. If no oppositions are received, it will be registered. If no it will be registered in 6 months. So this is the procedure for trademark law or trademark application.
Okay, once we registered for a trademark, is it for lifelong or there is any need to renew the names? Or
There is. Once a trademark has been registered, from the filing date, it is protected for 10 years. And before completing the 10 years, you need to file a renewal application for the next year. So you'll have to keep filing the renewal to keep it alive.
There's a question in the chat box. Can we get patent if we make a modification in an existing product which is new? I think sir has already answered that.
Yes. See, if the modification which you are about to make or you're making has a novel element in it, it will be granted patent. The novelty will be the criteria. Since if it is a small modification, even the slightest modification also needs to clear all the tests: novelty, inventive step, utility, etc.
Any more queries?
If there are no more questions, shall we move on?
Yes.
Yes, I think. Yeah. Okay, Ganga.
Okay, thank you, sir, for this enlightening session. You have explained the complicated legal terms, procedures, and laws in a simplified and comprehensible manner. And I'm sure this session will be useful for many. I invite Ms. Jocelyn Jose, IPR Activity Coordinator of SPC IIC and Assistant Professor in Political Science, to propose vote of thanks.
Dear colleagues and students, a very good afternoon to you all. As we have come to the end of the first Impact Lecture session, I'm taking this opportunity to thank everyone who made this possible. First, I would like to thank Advocate Matthew John, intellectual property lawyer and registered patent agent, for giving us a very nuanced and interactive introduction to patent law. Thank you, sir. It was indeed a very resourceful session. Mr. Safiq S., Technical Officer of Kerala State Council for Science, Technology and Environment, delivered the first lecture of the day on the role of IPR in entrepreneurship. Mr. Safiq also provided us with a detailed, clear picture on the topic. Thank you, sir, for the elaborate session. I would like to thank our principal, Dr. Shaju Verghese, for his continued support and encouragement to the institution's Innovation Council. Thank you, sir. I'd also like to thank the coordinators of the IIC, Dr. Sona S. Dev and Dr. Renu Susan Samuel, for their wonderful efforts. Also, all the other faculty and student members of the IIC and all the students who participated in both sessions, whose active participation is much appreciated. Thank you so much. Once again, thanks one and all present here. Looking forward to more sessions like this. Have a good evening. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thus, we have come to the end of first Impact Lecture Series conducted by St. Peter's College, Kolancheri. Thank you all for being a part of it, and see you during the next session.
Thank you once again, Matthew, sir.
And thank you for having me here, and thanks to all the students for your patient listening. So if you have any queries regarding any IP, I'm always available. You can take my contact from Renu ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.